Alright, so today, I couldn't come up with any good ideas for a new video. So somebody recommended to me that I should do a Q&A sometime, and so today I decided to do that. So I took to my Instagram and my Snapchat to get people to ask me questions. So here we go. How should dogs wear pants, and also what's the most cringeworthy experience you've had in high school? Well, first off, no, dogs shouldn't wear pants. Let's not, if you're one of those people that put clothes on their pet because you think it's cute, the dog doesn't think it's cute. Like, you remember when you were like 5 years old and your grandma bought you a sweater with your name on it and she made you wear it on picture day? Yeah, it's the same thing. Don't do that to your dog. I feel like the only people who actually put clothes on their animals are like rich white people, so on the list of things that they're doing wrong, that's kind of low, so you know, we'll let it slide. But on the note of cringeworthy stories in high school, okay, so I actually told this story to a friend recently, so it's kind of ironic that this come up. This isn't really cringeworthy, but like kind of awkward and sad, maybe. So when I was a freshman, I had to do health and PE, and in that class they teach you about depression and about suicide and sex ed and all that stuff. And so when we got to like the depression and suicide unit, they passed out a survey, and it had like all these questions, and one of the questions was, have you ever thought about suicide? And it had yes, maybe, and no. Now, when I was a freshman, I was a completely different person. Like, I didn't talk at all, I didn't really make jokes at all. I was just kind of like shy and sad because I didn't have any friends, and that kind of correlated with that. And so I was just like really different. So when I got down to that question, at that point, I had thought about it, but like, I would never kill myself. That hurts too much. I don't like pain, and so like anything that like is more than a pinch, I don't even like pinches, no. So when I got down to that question, I checked in maybe, because I had thought about it at that point, but I wasn't gonna do it because I was like, oh man, I'm so sad, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh wait, that'd hurt way too much. I didn't want to kill myself. I was way too busy watching anime and playing video games and sleeping and eating all the time. Like, why would I miss out on that just because the rest of my life sucked? So the day after we did the survey, my counselor pulled me out of health class that day and brought me into her office for a meeting. And that was a little suspicious because I know I didn't do anything wrong yet. So in this meeting, this is like the first time I've actually ever like talked to my counselor, because I had made like decent grades in school, so like she didn't really need to talk to me. So we're talking, she's asking me questions about my life, and then I asked her, I was like, why am I here? Like, did I do something wrong? But it turns out I was the only one who didn't check no on the survey, like an idiot. So she told me we bring in anybody who checks anything other than no to talk to them to see, you know, where they're at. And I was just like, okay, but that's stupid. Why was there an option for maybe if like anything other than no meant yes? That's like, have you ever thought about committing a crime? No, yes, maybe. And then I check maybe, and then the police arrest me. Like, what? That's like if you go get a haircut, your barber's like, oh, do you want me to cut everything off? And you're like, maybe. That's not an, why, if you only wanted a yes or no answer, why did you have an option for maybe? That just doesn't make. So then we talked, and she asked me like why I felt sad and why I was depressed, and I was like, oh, well, I don't really have any friends, and like I'm lonely all the time, and like all I do is go home and sleep and play video games, so like, yeah. And verbatim, this is what she told me. Well, spring break's coming up, so here's what I want you to do. I want you, over the course of spring break, I want you to go hang out with some friends outside of school, and you know, I want you to go do all that, and then come back and talk to me after spring break. That'd be really good advice if I had friends, which I just told you. Yeah, so that was interesting. I don't really have many other cringeworthy stories from high school, but I'm gonna tell you some from elementary school. So when I was in the 3rd grade, I liked this girl. And you know when you like a girl, you usually like tease her and fight them at that age and stuff. Now, I didn't do that. Girls would mainly just be mean to me, and I thought that meant they liked me. But it doesn't, because that's not how logic works. And so there was this one girl, her name, let's not say the names. So there was this one girl in my science class in 3rd grade, and I really liked her. So one day we got into it, and she was all like, I'ma slap you or something. And it's a really vague memory, I can't remember, but I remember what I said. So she said something to regards if she was gonna hit me or punch me or whatever. And then I said, trying to be all smooth, I was like, hey, so could I turn my punch in for a date? And then in music class later that day, she came up to me and said, you're really nice, but I just want to be your friend. And it's really ironic because that's literally what every other girl has said to me since then. So like maybe she just set the trend, I don't know. So this last story happened in elementary school, and if you know me personally, you've probably seen this video, or if you're like a subscriber to this channel, you've probably seen this video.
Who said that? Shut the fudge up!
I recorded that video on my I recorded that video on my PSP's external camera that you could like attach to the PSP to play like games that had augmented reality. And I had a fish at the time. Its name was Aqua, and I just had this really funny idea to like give Aqua a funny voice and to talk to it and have like a kind of skit thing. And I was really proud of that video. I'm still really proud of that video. Like it's beautiful to see. Like I started at a point like that like almost 10 years ago, and it's still like on my channel. It has the most views on my channel, and yeah, I'm really proud of it. That video is still one of my favorite videos that I've made because it was just me at such a young age, and I was so proud of it, and I put a lot of work into it, even though it doesn't like really look like it. But like doing the fudgy voice, that took a lot out of me at that point because my voice was really high, and I was like, oh, Aqua. Yeah. But the cringy part of this story is after I made that video and posted it to YouTube, I wrote down the URL about 20 times on like 20 strips of paper, and I went to school the next day and I went around and no, I didn't even write the URL. I wrote what the name of the video was, and I expected people to go home and Google it. So I took the strips of paper and I handed them around to kids at my school and was like, hey, go watch this video, and hey, go watch this video, hey, go watch this video. Like basically this is before like social media like really blew up, so like before you could share anything, and anybody like an 8-year-old and any 8-year-old should not have social media to begin with, but you know, so it was just really awkward. I was just going around and handing kids this video title expecting them to go watch it, and some people did watch it and came back to school and laughed at me, and some kids were like, hey, that was really funny, and some kids were like, wow, you're a loser, he deals drugs now. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of cringy, but also kind of like inspirational, because it was like, oh, you started there and now you're doing a Q&A.
Would you ever think of reviewing bad movies that are so bad that they're good?
Yes, I would review bad movies. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. Why did I just lie? So this channel is just like, it's my own thing, so it's like what I want to do, but it also has a set brand to it. So it's called DRobJokes, and I do comedy on here, and I like, it's kind of an extension of my being and stuff, and but that's just not the type of content I want to make. Like, certain people have suggested types of videos for me to do, and I really like their ideas, but it's just not what this channel is about, if you get what I mean. Like, if I started doing like beauty tutorials, or if I started doing like tech reviews, that wouldn't be me, and I would lose its kind of individuality that it has, because I feel like even though there are people on YouTube that like do what I do, and I obviously draw inspiration from, I feel like my individualism is what makes my channel different and sets it apart. So yeah, that doesn't really have to do with bad movie reviews, because I don't really think I've seen a channel that only does bad movie reviews. But to answer your question, no, I wouldn't on this channel. This isn't your question, but my favorite bad movie is probably, I know these are comedies, but the like actual like bad movie series and like scary movie, like I think those are great. Like I think there's one where they do like Narnia spoofs and like Captain Jack Sparrow. Like I like the parody type ish. Yeah. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. I know it was short, but